Good afternoon, and welcome to the end of week market review for Friday, December 7th, 2012. Before we get started, we are going to ask that you pause this video while you give the disclaimer a quick read. Once you're done, you can go ahead and press play. Alright, so you're going to see that we've got a few things to cover. We're going to be starting things off by taking a look at the market news, which is also going to include economic reports. We're then going to go ahead and take a look at the daily and weekly charts for the S&P 500 and the TSX. We'll look at the volatility index review, and as far as pick review goes, it was a pretty slow week, so unfortunately we don't have any picks to look at this week. Alright, so taking a look at the market news, we can see that the markets did end up the week with some slight gains. All in all, the Dow Jones is up 0.98% from last week's close, with the S&P 500 up 0.12%. While taking a look at oil, it did end up taking a large decline. It is down 3.20% from last week's close. Currently, it's at $85.95 per barrel. Silver is down 1.10% from last week. It is now at $33.14 per ounce. Gold is down 0.62%, putting it to $17.0360 per ounce. And then the US Canadian pair is down 0.30% from last week. It is currently at 0.9905 pips. If we look at our economic reports, we can see that the most obvious thing that we look for is our jobless reports. It is currently down to 370,000, with the forecast being around 385,000. So we did beat the market expectations, which was obviously good for the day's growth. While looking at the S&P 500 on the daily chart, we can see that it is still fighting some overhead resistance at around 1420. Now the MACD is still rising bullish, and with the black line over top of the blue line. We do actually have the blue line in bullish territory as well. So things are looking pretty good from a technical standpoint. Unfortunately, we're just having a little bit of difficulties breaking through this overhead resistance. If we can pop through 1420 and even past 1425, we could expect some significant gains, possibly up to around 1450. While looking at the weekly chart, we can see that the support was found a couple weeks ago, and it is now slowly working its way up. If we continue the trend that we've been in, we can see gains well beyond 1500, possibly around 1550. While looking at the TSX on the daily chart, we can see that it's looking for some resistance around 12250. Now the MACD is flat bullish, and with the black line over top of the blue line. Unfortunately, it's just sitting on that fence there where anything can push it either way. Now, it's very possible that the TSX could end up in a declining bearish state with just one bad day. When we couple that with the weekly chart, you can see that it is still fighting some overhead resistance. And although the resistance lines are trending down and the support lines are trending up, we are going to end up getting squeezed and pinched very shortly. What will end up happening is we will end up seeing a breakout either up or down. Unfortunately, we can't predict that right now, so we're just going to continue to trade the TSX with caution. While looking at the volatility index review, we can see that it is currently closing at 15.88. This means that the volatility is definitely manageable. We don't need to be too concerned with the overall volatility. If it starts to dance up above 16, certainly we can start to be a little bit more cautious, but we really don't need to be too concerned until it gets up above 18, and then obviously as it gets higher from there. So with that said, if anybody has any further questions, feel free to let us know by emailing training@idealtradinglifestyle.com or calling us toll free 1-888-942-0266. Just make sure that you're dialing extension number 5. So with that said, this has been the end of week market review for Friday, December 7th, 2012. Have yourself a great rest of your day. Ciao for now.